Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Ron Wong has left the building. I saw him leave, and because he didn't want to talk anymore about ducks. He's had enough of that. He just likes to eat them, but I do like Pat Pitt saying spray them and pray. Pray it and spray them, those ducks. But, hey, we're going to talk a little waterfowl right now. And this guy's on the line with me and Bill Cooksey. Good morning, Bill, again. All right, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us from Jackson, Tennessee. But before we talk to Luke Naylor and nail down what's going on in Arkansas, let's talk to the man who was there when I started and is still doing it after somebody told me you were 93 years old, Steve McAdams. I don't believe that. Now, maybe in duck years, but...
Well, they say you're only as old as you feel, and I feel 90-something.
You feel 90-something. Because I understand...
Especially after
Thursday morning,
I
understand on Thursday morning it was a little cool, right? I mean, with you and Aiken.
Cool.
You and Aiken.
Tommy Aiken and I teamed up and did a little busman's holiday and ran over to Reelfoot and hunted with Jackie Van Cleve, a boy that friend of mine.
There's Jackie Van Cleve, bless his heart. Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's nice to get away and go different places. I don't get to do that much over the years, but I'm doing some of that more and more.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
We had a tough hunt. We had a great weather front. Temperature fell 25 degrees this week, as you know. And
yes, yeah.
We've had some great weather fronts throughout January. It's been just what the doctor ordered in terms of weather for most duck hunters, but the ducks did not get the memo because movement's been pretty tough across West Tennessee, and especially on Kentucky Lake and Barkley and up into my region, it's been really, really tough. And we went a little bit further west, hoping to capitalize on the weather change, but the ducks did not move much up and down the Mississippi today, and Reelfoot at either one. And but it's not just one area; it's been over a zone, so we've had pretty tough going from the ducks.
Well, I just want you to know I got an Amber Alert on Tommy Aiken. They last saw him at Reelfoot Lake, and they're trying to find him.
Well, he is home safely now.
Okay, you got him home.
Barely made it.
Okay.
Yeah. We get to say we were hunting about a month ago down at Beaver Dam earlier, so we've been jumping around together a little bit this year, and we always like to hunt West Tennessee and hunting in my farm, Bine Bottom, about a week ago, and I've been hunting the Tennessee River some here too, just chasing ducks. But Bill, I think, will attest to this. It's been a pretty tough go this year. We've had some success stories around, but overall it's been inconsistent, and we just simply do not have the duck numbers that we really need around this region, in my opinion.
Have we talked about this before? It seems like this is something that we've talked about since 1942. No, I mean, it feels like, and Bill's listening to this, we just talked to the legendary Pat Pitt down here and Pat was bemoaning. I think he still thinks we're on the line with him. Because we were into it with Pat, and so Bill, refresh him on this, what we were talking about. But from West Tennessee perspective, you two guys tell me why. What's going on? Why? I mean, every year, why?
Okay, I'll throw my 2 cents in, and it's really no different from Pat. We actually, in my opinion, have a decent number of ducks down here and have for a couple of weeks now. And Reelfoot's had good numbers most of the season. But we're putting a ton of pressure on a very old population of ducks.
There you go.
Those suckers do not come out and play.
Yeah.
They figure out quickly where to go to stay away from us, and that's what they're doing. And as you said during the call with Pat, in February there will be plenty of ducks.
Yes.
There will.
Yes.
When the guns quit firing, they'll come out and play.
Well, talk about it, Steve. You've heard him.
I'm listening. I heard him. Yeah, we've had low numbers of ducks up here around Kentucky Lake. Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge and then Cross Creeks National Wildlife Refuge over on Lake Barkley have suffered from pretty low numbers this year. And the further east that you went away from the Mississippi area, river drainage, the fewer duck numbers I think there's been around. Hunters up here in some real popular public hunting areas like Big Sandy, Springville Bottom, Camden Bottom, Skin Creek, a lot of areas that are, popular popular to hunters as well as Dover bottoms had just not seen the ducks this year. They hadn't had much to work with.
Yeah.
And Reelfoot has had some success stories, especially on gadwalls and teal. But I tell you, most of the hunters that I've talked to, and I've talked to a bunch, if you take teal and gadwalls out of the equation the last few weeks, it's been really, really tough.
Yeah.
They just have not been the numbers of mallards in a lot of places. Now, nothing wrong with gadwalls and teal, but seen a few high pintail bunches moving. But you really need to have those mallards around to make the soup go. Make the soup stir better, and we just hadn't.
It's very where exactly you are is very key. I hunted some early in the season around Pagoda, tons of mallards. We limited on mallards, and they're still holding a lot of mallards down right at the mouth of the Hatchie River. There's a little pod of mallards that have been there all season, and one club I know just bangs them every twice a week is all they hunt.
Yeah,
they're keeping the pressure off. They keep banging them. Pintails up until at least the middle of last week, last Wednesday. I could take and show you 15,000 flying over us every morning. Problem is, you can only kill one of them. I mean, we were killing limits pintails right off the bat every morning and just watching them the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So it's so different, when you drive 10 miles.
Yeah.
It's all the difference in the world.
And again, we've got Bill Cooksey on the line with us this morning as one of our co-hosts on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and talking to Steve McAdams, our good friend from Kentucky Lake. Primarily talking about waterfowl with Steve this morning, but he's also, of course, a longtime fishing guide on Kentucky Lake, and we're talking about waterfowl. And as Pat Pitt was early talking about the specks and the continual shooting of the specks, I found that very interesting, Bill, that he talked about. There's really no rest. The pressure is all the time. Do we have that the same situation, you think, guys, in West Tennessee?
We don't have splits like they do.
No, but we have specks.
Yeah, but the specks here, I mean, people are shooting them incidental to ducks.
That's what they're doing, aren't they? Yeah. Okay.
But the duck season's open throughout.
Yes.
Once we open, we pretty much just run it.
Yeah.
Where Pat's talking about in Arkansas,
it's all time.
Specs,
yeah.
They start shooting specks long before duck season. Or
in
before
October.
Duck season.
In October. Yeah.
And then during their splits, they shoot specks. So the gunning pressure that ducks
that they have over there is not the same as ours. Right.
The ducks aren't getting shot those weeks, but the guns are still firing in the same places.
Yeah.
And so to a duck, he's still being shot at.
And these are the same ducks that are staying here. I mean, we're not getting new ducks now. I mean, these are
no. I mean, we didn't have the weather in December.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. December.
Once you pass the solstice, and you've heard me say it before,
yes.
It takes a heck of a lot of sustained cold and snow to really push big numbers south. And we don't want to come south in January.
And we had record high temperatures in December. Tornadoes, as we know. Steve, you know that up in your area.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I was a beneficiary of the tornado down around the Kenton area. I had my farm had a lot of damage from the tornado.
See there?
Came through there, and I'm still mopping up from that. But, we got water about that time in some dry areas, and so we thought once we got inundated with some water that things might improve, and we didn't get the weather until early January. And now we've had 3 or 4 great fronts. I mean, some bone-chilling fronts, blistering north winds where we should have seen more movement up and down the river bottoms and other places, and just have not seen it.
Well, we know
they didn't get the memo.
They did not get the memo. Well, we know that the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission is met Thursday and Friday in Dyersburg. We'll have a wrap up on that on next week's show. Hopefully, talking to Commissioner Bill Cox, because they were going to talk waterfowl, migratory game, bird hunting season. They're going to talk all that. Of course, we know that there's been no changes to the federal framework, so. In Missouri, I got a report from Missouri. Where's that thing? I got something from Missouri talking about their season and the troubles that they had as far as no ducks in southeast Missouri. Bill, you may keep up with that better than I do, but that was a report that I had out of Missouri also. So, you're still going to be a duck hunter. You're still going to be out there. The social part of this is still good. Finding shotgun shells and things along that line. So as we wrap this thing up, is there anything that can be done? Would you like to see any changes?
I don't know what changes we can do that will turn a stubborn season around. I don't think the bag limit can be changed to improve anything, and less hunting pressure obviously is something that can't be legislated. That's something that hunters have to pretty much self-discipline themselves on. But I don't have answers. I can't change the weather, and we've had duck weather and hadn't gotten the ducks here when we needed them. But I don't have the answer for that. It's still a mystery to me right now why
Bill?
Hunting hadn't been a little better here in our area.
Bill, we got a couple of minutes. What do you say?
Well, number one, and people are going to hate hearing this, we're hunting ducks too late, and that's having a negative impact. We're hunting too late into January. Personally, the liberal season alternative in the Mississippi Flyway, I'd like to see it about 10 days shorter. Instead of 60, make it 50. That's going to cut down a lot of pressure. Bag limit's not that big a deal, in my opinion. Other people will disagree with that.
That's why you're here. That's why we love you, Bill Cooksey. I mean, tell us how you really feel, okay? I mean,
hey, Bill. One thing I'd like to see Tennessee have a 3-segment season and get a little break in there like Arkansas does, but unfortunately that never happened.
Yeah, and I think where you get the pushback on that is
tradition.
You're in a place where you have that water early, where most of us don't.
Yeah.
So
tradition. Tradition.
I didn't kill a duck at my place until 10 days ago.
Wow. Okay.
Now in the last 10 days, I've killed more ducks than I did the whole season. All the days prior this whole season, hunting with other people and all on invitations. But we finally got water, and we've been killing them good around.
Well, we got to get out of here. This could go on, but I love when I got the McAdams and Cooksey on together. That's just great. Yeah. Appreciate you, Steve McAdams, buddy.
We love hearing.
All right, buddy. Stay in touch.
Great to be with you guys.
And folks, tell them how they get in touch with you if they want to set up a fishing trip. This is the man, too. What about him?
Absolutely. Just email me at stevemcadams.com.
That's it, buddy. And you can go to lroutdoors.com. I got all of Steve's reports and everything on that. So let's take a break. We'll be right back.